Good morning, everybody. It is right now 8:03 a.m. in Honolulu, Hawaii. We are broadcasting at Hawaii Standard Time. It is an overcast and muggy, rainy day. My dehumidifier is going nuts. Actually, it's been off for a little while. My humidity is at 57%, which isn't too bad for Hawaii, but it's way too high for this studio. This is a 50-pint dehumidifier that I usually don't like turning on during broadcast, but I'm going to because I end up emptying about 50 pints of water from the studio every other day. So you might hear a bit of a hum. The only bummer is that the output, the dry air, is actually hot. It's a hot air, so not the best for this climate and for this season. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Thanks for joining in. I would like to get started. Right now you are listening to beads again because, I mean, it just sounds so good. This is a little bit of an abstract sounding patch that I made. If you look up here, I'm using radio to pipe in who knows what. Let's hear the dry signal. I'm using radio to bring in, can you hear that? An old-time radio station. I've set the audio out to the Expert Sleepers ES8, and yeah, let me turn up the wet signal and the reverb. And when you bring in things like voices into beads, it ends up sounding really good. I'm at the highest audio quality setting, but you can also mangle it. My favorite setting is the scorched tape because it's so wobbly and unpredictable. Okay, so enough of that. I mean, I'll keep that in at a lower volume. We might bring that in later on. But let's take a look at today's parameters. I hope you guys have your DAWs all set up. Modular's going nuts. So today, yeah, we're gonna have a little faster tempo than normal. Again, the computer generated all of this. We'll be in E-flat major pentatonic. It's easier if you've got a push, if you're like me and are not a strong keys player, but if you are, then more power to you. We are gonna use this Korg Electribe that I just realized I need to turn on. We're gonna use this Max for Live Bassline instrument. Never used that before, but I gotta remember that so we can use that for our low end. We'll use the VST, the riser, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a more of a transition plugin that gives you a lot of cool risers and sounds like that. We'll be using the frequency shifter effect, the one that's built in to Live 11. And our Oblique Strategy of the day is faced with a choice, do both. So I'll try to keep that in mind while we go along. So thanks for joining. I'm going to try to talk through my process as I usually do, or I'll try to do a better job of doing that more consistently. And yeah, let's go. Okay, so as always, I make all of my productions in Live as my hub, but I use a lot of outboard gear. And today we'll be using the ER1. This is the ES1. I have the EA1 over there. Both, all of them are made by Korg. And then probably my favorite sounding module of the Electribe series is the ER1. So, but I haven't fired it up in a really long time, and I haven't even connected it through the patch bay yet. So hopefully everything will turn out. Okay, so yeah, why don't we start with that then? Because maybe we'll get either some rhythms, or maybe we'll get some funky sounds out of it. So I'm gonna plug in both of those to channel 2 over here. So it says Moog 2600 up here, but we are actually working with the Electribe. So like all of my drum machines, this is receiving MIDI on channel 10. So I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe we'll try using the 2600 later. So I'm going to just tweak the Moog. So this one's gonna go out to my Babyface USB interface and channel 10. Now you'll notice this isn't a drum rack, and nothing's playing anyway. Actually, I gotta just make sure that, oh yeah, I'm hearing some sounds. It's really at a low level though. Is it the patch? How come it's at such a low level? Okay, well, what I can do is I'll add this utility to boost the signal. I usually don't like doing that. There's something up with the connection, but I'll have to check that. Let me boost the signal. Okay, good. It's getting MIDI signal. It's getting my start-stop messages. Oh, you know what? It's maybe because I've got, let me turn this down. Maybe it's because I've got, okay, well, we'll keep the gain up and I'll have to figure out connection later. Is it receiving anything from my push? Doesn't look like it. Channel 10. Oh, you know what it is? Let's see. No? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just program everything on the ER, and because you can't see it, I'm still looking into cameras. If you have any suggestions on what camera I should get for this side, I was thinking about something wide-angled. The one that I have right in front here is a GoPro 7, and I like how it works and how it looks, I guess. But I'm looking into a cheaper option for this side because, yeah, I don't think I can afford another GoPro just for live streaming. Okay, let's go ahead and program something in, but there are a couple of other parameters that I don't want to forget, which is setting the tempo to 130. And real quick, let's listen to what a E-flat major pentatonic sounds like. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into my push. I said major pentatonic, right? So using, this is the Pro 1 right here. So let's go up the scale. Okay, so you kind of get the vibe, right? Okay, let's work on this ER1. Let me find an empty patch. Okay, well, what I can do is I can you know what? This thing sounds like it reset or something. Okay, let me get all the way to the end. I wonder if I think I might have set my first patch as an empty one. Okay, so just a little bit of background on the ER1. This came out in the 90s during the big groove box phase, I guess, in electronic music instrument makers. And it's got 4 percussion synthesizers. It's all digital. It's got 2 audio ins where you can ring mod it and put in 2 audio inputs. I haven't patched that in, so unfortunately we can't do that today. But that's also a pretty interesting aspect of this because you could run it through all of its effects. They're really digital and cold, but I don't know. I kind of like how it sounds. And it's got sample-based hi-hats, a closed and open, but you can't do too much to it. I've heard that there are mods that you could kind of go in and mess with the sound a little bit. But it's really a 909 sounding sound. Oh. I take that back. Actually, the hi-hat, I think might be synthesized. Let me know if I'm wrong. But the crash and the hand clap, those are both sample based. And I heard that you can mod that. But yeah, I think maybe these hi-hats. Oh no, these sound like they would be. These sound like they're samples. Let's go ahead and do a 4 on the floor. I gotta just punch this in. You and I just decided, I think we're just going to use this as a cool noise machine. Also because I think there's something weird about it. But I'm also liking where this is going. thing I also like about this machine is that it's, well, this is back in the day when I couldn't afford analog gear, but I like it because it's got a real analog-like behavior. Dare I even say like a Eurorack kind of feel to it, because it's one of those things that you can program, but then you can't quite, you know, if you make a patch, I mean, it's got save slots, which is great, but if you're tweaking things, it's really hard to like try to emulate it. So it's a kind of a good improv device, but you have to just make sure you have to record everything. So I'm going to go ahead and record it. And we'll use this as kind of like some atmospheres, and maybe we'll run the audio through beads and give it kind of that lush, washy feel. So right now, this is coming through here. The balance is a little off, and that's what's making me think that I've got some connection problems. But let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start recording this. Okay, I think we can find a loop in there. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it started getting rhythmic around here, so why don't we start right around here. Let me loop this. Let's do that, and then my little trick to make the fades a little bit more bearable in a loop. Let me just raise this, because you see the levels are a lot different, but I still like this loop point. Like this, and then we'll raise this up a little bit, because I like having a little bit of and why don't we put in another reverb. Okay, cool. Since we're on the topic of rhythms, let's go ahead and let's program a 4 on the floor. And right now, this is going to the TR-8S. Let's just program a 4 on the floor real quick. See how it goes with our little dreamy atmosphere. And now I'm gonna, yeah, we'll just make this a typical 4 on the floor techno jam. And my hi-hats. Which one is it? Where's my hi-hat? HH, where are you? There it is. Clean it up. Okay, this is going to be real generic, but this is just for sound design purposes. I'm going to sculpt my drums on the TR-8S. Kind of go with this. Okay, this is sounding good. I like this drum kit. And of course, I am addicted to that cymbal crash of the 808. How about you guys? Okay, so let me just, I'll duplicate this. Duplicate it again, duplicate it again. We'll make this a nice 8-bar loop. I love putting some random chance and velocity, although I don't know if I have the velocity setting on this particular patch. No, I don't. So usually I would like to put a little bit of range for velocity to give it some random velocity. But also, let's put this down to 71%, and these hi-hats will only fire 71% of the times. put a little hi-hat roll out here. I'm also thinking we could put in some other percussion. Cowbell. No. Let's go ahead and quantize this. And because we're on the TR-8S, I can also motion record some hi-hat panning. So let me go ahead and do that. Add some reverb. Okay, so I think we got our drum section down. What else do we have to do? We got to get something melodic now. That Max for Live bass line. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put that in my... Oh, we have a VST that we need to use. So let me just create a new MIDI track. Command-Shift-T. And where is it? Max for Live. It's probably an instrument. Bassline. I don't recall ever using this, but I have a feeling I know what it's going to do. There's a lot of presets as well, so we might have to use one of those. Let's listen to some of these presets. Whoa. that is receiving MIDI from the drum machine. Actually, that doesn't sound too bad, but I'm going to just make MIDI from push because I want to program this in. Maybe just something simple. Or we can have the computer do it. Let me put in. Let's see if we can get this thing to make some cool sounds using Time Sting by Skinnerbox, which is a 303 style sequencer. I'm liking this better. But what I want to do is I'm going to create a little bit of a polyrhythmic style. So I'm just going to add a beat to this. And I'm going to turn it off. Well, let's first make sure that we're in the right scale. The cheating way to do it. There's a couple ways to do it. One is to put a scale effect, but maybe what we'll do this time is we'll just look at the scale through the clip view. And you can see almost everything is not in the right scale. So what we can do is move some of these around. And in fact, so we are E, is it, did I say E flat? C, D, E flat is D sharp. I have to look at the keyboard for that. D sharp. So I want to let's see how this sounds. And I put the chance on all of these at looks like about 75%. I'm also not liking this patch, so let's go through some of the other ones that they've got. And I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I'm gonna put down my threshold on my master compressor so you can hear my voice. Also tweak this so we're not just using, oh, here's a filter. You can have a couple different types. sounds an octave down. We got a nice little evolving bass line. So maybe what we're going to do, let's add some subtle effect to this because it's kind of a dry sounding bass to me. Let's see if we can add some delay to it. I know it's a real busy sounding one, and this might kind of jack it up, but here we go. Yeah, it's gonna get too muddy. What else can we use? Oh, we could dirty it up a little. No, wait, not corpus. Sorry. Just slightly. It's just giving it a little bit of something, something. Might be a little too frantic for me, so let me pull this chance down to 50%. Just so every so often we'll get some variation, and it's not so dense, because right now we are at 1 bar and change for this, so it's not a super. But once we use chants, we're getting an ever-evolving bass line, which is kind of cool. I know this is nitpicky, but I'm going to add my EQ 8 right now. Usually when I jam, I don't try to do too much on the mixing side, but this is on the ER1. Let me just change the color to the same color as the ER1. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do something else. We got the riser. The riser, I think we'll just do that at the end. Oh yeah. Frequency shifter. That's all. That's the only thing we have to do. So why don't we create a nice little lead? Without playing the track, let's see if we can go through some of these Prophet 6 presets and see if there's something that we can tweak. That's pretty. Might have to use that. So that's a dry signal from the Prophet 6 because it's got its, well, it's not completely dry because it's got its own internal effects that it's running through. And you can actually bypass it, but I love how the effects sound on here. I'm gonna bypass it now. So that's the dry signal. But I think the DSP in there is pretty good. Okay, so we're just going to use this, and let me add some character to this. Yeah, that'll help it cut through the mix a little bit more. Give it a little bit of detuned action. Spread that out a little. That's sounding nice. All right, let's hear this. Okay, let's start recording. Something like that. Let's use the frequency shifter on that sound. So right now we've got the Prophet 6, an external analog synthesizer going into Ableton Live, and we're going to run it through Ableton's frequency shifter. Right? Is that our effect of the day? We're going to add some other items as well. We've got some time. Frequency shifter. Oh, I guess I don't have it on my favorite effects. So here it is, and there's a bunch of presets, but let's go ahead and take the default and see what we can make of it. Ooh, yeah, a little ring mod action. Liking how that sounds. It sounds pretty good with the what we got here. Although we can also put a frequency shifter on the drums, make it even a more like ring moddy type sound. In fact, let's see what this would sound like. Take it back. Let's just give it some swirl. Okay, well, we just got rid of any semblance of a melody, but that's okay. Okay. Well, I said use a 2600, but I'm thinking this might need some Moog Matriarch treatment. I think it's channel 16. Oh. So, for those who don't know, the great thing about a patch bay is I can have all of this hardware patched into the back of these units. It requires no power. And then I'm able to play certain instruments. Like right now, that track 2, which is muted, is the Electribe. But once I pull that out of the plugs that that my Matriarch is on, now, apologies, I forgot. I hope I didn't blow anybody's eardrums off, if anybody's there. So let's go ahead and program something into the Matriarch. I'll let you see what I'm gonna do. I'm not putting in anything special. I'm not gonna patch anything in. I'm just gonna do all of this by ear. And in fact, I'm gonna pull out these patch cables here. Oh my God, I need to clean up. Right now, you don't see me playing the keys. Because I'm playing it on the push. Because it's got the scale function on and I'm cheating. That's not doing anything. So the reason why you're hearing a weird filter sweep when it's because the wave out of this LFO is actually going into my cutoff filter. Okay, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. It kind of almost sounds like that lead to lead on Duran Duran's Save a Prayer. Okay, so let's go ahead and tap in a little melody and have the Moog Matriarch provide that part. I like it on the low end right here. Last minute, I just decided to make it a little more minimal. That's good for now. And what I forgot to do, I never recorded that Prophet 6 in, so let's just go ahead and get some audio in here. Let this run another time. Do 32 bars. those off, and I think we're good. Ah, okay. So every time, or it's not every time, but very often when I move a track in Live 11, and this not only happens on this Mac Mini 2012, but also on my the one that just died, the 2015 MacBook Pro and my 2012 MacBook Pro. So I have no idea why that's happening. So I'm gonna recover this. And because we had a crash yesterday, as we were waiting, I was giving you guys a tour of some of the equipment. Now's a good time to continue that tour and also get a drink of coffee. So let me grab a cup of coffee. Might give you guys a chance also to work on some of the materials you might be working on alongside me. Okay, so I think we stopped over here. I was talking about the Behringer stuff. The Noodler, I think we talked about. So the Noodler is great. It's by Conductive Labs. A couple episodes ago, we created our chord progression as well as some of our leads with this little guy. The Prophet 6, lovely, lovely machine. I need to get into it a little bit more and really dive into it. So that maybe I can dedicate a whole episode to that. The Drum Brute Impact from Arturia. This is kind of my Arturia corner. Drum Brute Impact, the Micro Freak, and the old Mini Brute. I've got the Mini Brute 2S. It used to be attached to my Euro rack, but now it's down here. I got to figure out a place to put it so that I can use the patch points. What else? I've got a Stratocaster and the H9, which is a great pedal by Eventide. But I think I mentioned this before that...
There she is at the window.
There we go. I hear audio now. That the plug-in version is actually quite good as well. So, they're still set 60% done. If we move over here, down here on the very bottom over here, that one is the Poly 800 by Korg, and it currently doesn't turn on. Let me do the camera only. Yeah, this one down here, it turns on, but it doesn't make a sound. And it happened when I moved my studio, so it's probably something that I did, although I heard there are battery issues with that. The Casio CZ101, I love it. Sounds great. It's got the phase distortion engine in there, although I am no Vince Clarke, so to edit that thing is kind of a chore. So what I do is, more often than not, I use either the Virtual CZ, the plugin, or Arturia's CZV plugin, which are both great. And you hear things are coming back on, but let me just finish this side of the studio. This right here is my very first synthesizer. I thought I was going to be the next Underworld or Orbital, because I think Underworld actually used this. It's the CS1X. It's all digital, very harsh sounding, but it's got, at least to my ears, it really had that 90s progressive house sound, especially the arpeggiator, which cannot be tempo synced via MIDI, unfortunately. So there's an art to that. So I got this like right when it came out, or let's say 2 months after it came out. I saw it at a music store and I fell in love with it, saved up for a couple months and was able to finance that. And then I think almost everybody has either heard of or played with or has a micro Korg. So I got this in like the maybe mid 2000s. I love the vocoder on there, but again, like these are really hard to program, at least, you know, for me. That's why from now on, I'm only getting, if I can afford it, things like this Prophet 6, because I love the one knob per function programming style to it. There's no menu diving. You could just get in there right away and start tweaking your sounds. So lesson learned, but I don't regret any of these purchases. Oh, the other thing that I didn't show, I bought this in Boston on a whim. It's the SU10. It's a sampling unit. It's got a really short memory, and I think I still have my samples from the 90s in there, so that might be fun to fire up after I dust it off. Okay, so now that we're back up and running. All right, so it looks like I didn't lose anything. Thank you. So what I might do is I'm gonna move some tracks again. Hopefully we'll be okay and not get a crash. Okay. I'm gonna move these tracks just because when I go into arrangement, it'll be easier to see all my different parts. And the other thing that we didn't do, I'm gonna have to move this VST over because we haven't, please don't. Okay. Let's put in the riser because we haven't done that yet. Let's look for it. The riser. Okay, so we'll play with this a little bit, but this is great for transitions. I know a lot of people in the EDM world really love this plugin. Because it's got that really high fidelity type riser that sounds really good in a lot of modern music. And that's why I don't really use it a whole lot, because I actually prefer just using a you know, a noise generator or something and sweeping that. I mean, it's a lot more boring, but you know, you can add a couple LFOs on there to give it some movement, but they all kind of sound the same. So I think I need to start using this one a little bit more. But we can go through some of the presets. The cool thing is when you move up and down the keyboard, you get different lengths of the rise or the fall. This is a fall. Like this is a really short one when I'm on the top or at the high part of the keyboard. And then you can have a really slower evolving one to create a little bit more drama. So that's a pitch fall. We can go through a couple of these. Dark chord noise swell. This will give it some I'll do these short ones so you can kind of get an idea. And the cool thing is, I mean, this should be in the same key that I need. So let's go ahead and play some of this. Oops, what's going on? So there's some cool little noises. Let's go ahead and, oh, please don't crash. It could be my set, you know. This set is kind of extensive, and I've got some third-party plugins in there, so that could have something to do with it. I forgot, you know what? Before we do anything, let me record this part in. Let me record in our bass line. Because we have some random going on in here, I just want to capture everything. And in fact, I'm going to have to give it the same set of sends. And this audio is going to be from Moogalicious, from the Max for Live Bassline device. Just do 24 bars of that. I know we added some redux to it as well. Let me bassline M4L, so I remember that. Move that over here. I always hold my breath when I'm moving these tracks. Might have to put in a ticket. But I mean, on the flip side, on the bright side, live seems to keep everything. The only exception is if I get a crash while I'm recording in audio. I'll sometimes get a corrupt wave file, but otherwise, it's not too bad. Okay. I think we got that in, but we can add some effects and, well, let me just record in some risers. I'm just going to put in some random ones and just put them into our final project. Rhythmic in there. Oh yeah, I like this sound. Let's put a long one in there. Should we put in? Modulating rise, give it some. No noise chord mod rise. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. just recording all of these as audio because then what I can do is I can put them in wherever I want in arrangement. Rhythmic crescendos. That might be my favorite one. What is that one? That one's Rezzo. Let's do Rezzo Ball then. I think I'm only going to use those. That one goes. Those go with the sound. So we can chop those up later. So let's go ahead and we just need to put these over into arrangement. So yeah, now is the arrangement part. I'm only going to try to take 10 to 15 minutes to kind of put these elements together in some form or fashion to give it, you know, so it'll be more like a finished jam rather than just a bunch of loops. And we'll see what happens. Oh, what happened? Did I not record this properly? I think we might have missed out on the Moog. So maybe this one could just, maybe the Moog will just have to play the MIDI part. Yeah, there we go. Let me try it again. Oh, I see. I recorded the wrong part. Probably that's good enough. We'll just go like that. And the balance is a little off, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and put that into track 4 over here because I guess I got confused between purple and blue. Track 5 and track 4, or actually it was track 2 and track 4, but that's okay. So this one's our Moog. This one's our risers, and I think I'm just going to take some of these ones at the end. And then this one's our ER1. These are our noises. I'm going to go ahead and start off the jam with that. I'm going to make a couple of different copies of our drums. Bass line, we'll have that start at the 8-bar part. Maybe we'll our Moog will come in at 16. Yeah, and we'll have a nice 1 to 2 minute jam. And actually, I'll just delete that because we're not going to use the riser anymore, but we have the riser over here. I will rename this riser. And we'll have to just figure out where to put those, and then I have to remember to mix properly. Let me get rid of this Moog track. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. because I had the MIDI in there. I'm just going to minimize it. I don't want to move any more tracks and get another crash. Okay, how are we going to start this jam off? I know. Maybe for the first 8 bars, it's just the kick drum. Oh, we gotta keep that. Maybe we'll keep in the percussions. Yeah. Then, yeah, let's just chop this up. I don't know. I mean, this is a morning page, so we can use them all. This is just my best guesstimate as to where some of these transition elements occur. But I think we just wanted to use these, right? I know. Let me just put in another track so we can kind of keep track of these. And I think it was these over here, so I'm going to just color these differently. But we'll put these in at some point. I'm thinking maybe we'll yeah, this is what we'll do. I'll put in my open hats right after that. I don't want this running the whole time. Maybe, yeah, we'll go like this. My levels are off the chart. Don't mix like this. You know what I want to put in over here is a ride cymbal. Where's my ride? Where's my RC? Anybody see that? Here it is. Oh, so I'm gonna have to change that cowbell, which is on my ride cymbal. Let's put in a no, ride cymbal. .707 ride cymbal, something like that. I think that'll give it some impact. There we go. I'll make it kind of, yeah, it'll just be kind of boring, but maybe the ride cymbal will be down and just gives it a little bit extra. Let's see this transition. Oh, and of course we need a riser right about then. Let's just make this big and washy. Oh, should be longer than that, right? Let's use this one. No. Yeah. Wash this thing in reverb too. Be unapologetic about this. Let's see. Just duplicate that. It's a good way to end it. Although we can also give it a big, impactful just raise the reverb, although we can change this a little bit so that it's not so much the same. Yeah. Okay, I think we got our jam, although I don't know, it looks like I'm the only one here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in something else. I'm gonna put in a vocal chop if my mic is still working. Is my mic? Oh, good. My mic's working. So, just for fun, I'm going to add in a vocal synth. It's the only way my voice would sound good. Vocal synth will go into this H9 track, and I'm E flat. So, there we go. This is a vocoder. But there's a lot of noise in here. Lush. Acute angels. For the stillness. There goes my CPU. I don't have any noise reduction. Better? Is that better? Okay, I don't want to add too many plugins on here. But I might want to add a gate, a noise gate. Because I could hear even my mouse clicks. Oh, that's better. That's better. Test. Okay, let me lower some of these. Test, test. Now you can hear me. Okay. So let's record this in, and I'm going to turn off my external mic. Thank you guys for coming. Oh, I still have the effect on. We'll see you tomorrow.